Namaskaram, hello, welcome to Cinephile India. I just came home watching the complete actor Mohanlal's latest outing as Stephen Nedumballi, which is L2 Empuraan. L2 Empuraan is a not exactly a sequel, but spiritual sequel, I'd say. I'll tell you the reasons why. To 2019 Malayalam blockbuster Lucifer, that we all watched. I don't know, at least I watched at least 1,000 times on Prime. So how is the movie? Before I get into details, please do watch this video entirely, and please do like, share this video, subscribe to my channel. YouTube is penalizing small channels by not even recommending my videos to my own subscribers, which is unfair, I believe, but here we are. So please do like and watch this video entirely. Now the details. Lucifer. So the story kind of starts off where it kind of ends in the first part, which is Lucifer, which is they established Qureshi Abram, who Qureshi Abram is, and who Stephen Nedumballi is, and we get to know that Stephen Nedumballi is none other than Qureshi Abram, and they go to Russia, not like. Please do watch Lucifer first part if you haven't. Now the story picks up immediately where it leaves us in the first part, and in Empuraan, the story revolves all over the world. It goes to Senegal in Africa, it goes to Iraq, Turkey, UK, of course in India, in Kerala, in Uttar Pradesh. It kind of starts off kind of brutally, I would say. I wasn't expecting the kind of brutality that they showed in the first 15 minutes in the movie. It was hard to watch. Let me put it that way. It was very hard to watch. And I thought, okay, I was afraid that Prithviraj Sukumaran is kind of fallen into the trap of the likes of Marco, where the movie was completely relying on shock value without any justification whatsoever to the story or the characters. However, I can confidently say that whatever brutality that they showed in the first 10 or 15 minutes of the movie, it is kind of justified for a certain character in the movie, and that was very well done. Now, the movie is not about Qureshi Abram. I was expecting a little bit about the backstory of Qureshi Abram, because in the first part they tell us there was a 15-year time period between when Stephen Nedumballi leaves Kerala and goes somewhere else and then comes back to Kerala. So that 15-year period is when he becomes Qureshi Abram. I was kind of expecting a little bit of insight into that time frame and what had happened in that time frame, why Stephen Nedumballi became Qureshi Abram and how. However, we get none of that in the movie. Instead, we get a lot of subplots, lot of new villains in the movie. And at some point, I started to realize, is it really Lucifer or is it something else? That is why I said it's a sequel in spirit. It's a spiritual sequel, not exactly a sequel. So anyway, here we are. I did enjoy the movie thoroughly, by the way. First off, I was like, okay, what was going on? Because the screenplay, the writing and editing suffered quite a bit in this movie. Because this is Prithviraj Sukumaran made 3 movies. This is his 3rd movie as a director. And this is by far his weakest, I'd say. Because the writing could have been much better in kind of taking that mass characterization of Stephen Nedumballi or Qureshi Abram, played by Mohanlal, to the next level. But ultimately, writer Murli Gopi couldn't capitalize on that stardom or the kind of setup we got in Lucifer. Because in Lucifer, Stephen Nedumballi or Qureshi Abram is this mystical figure who just lingers around. He hasn't had much screen time at all, but just the name itself, through the dialogue, through the situation, through the other characters, it kind of elevation, you get that elevation. But however, now everything is revealed who he is. Now, this is a chance for that character to shine, but unfortunately the character was written without much depth, and you never really get inside the character. You don't get any more insight than what you already know. So that is what I was left disappointed with. However, the second half of the movie makes up for a lot of things that was lacking in the first half. Still, the writing was kind of predictable, because exactly you will know what would happen next, and the same thing would happen immediately as you imagine. And as a matter of fact, not boasting about myself or anything, but 3 days before the trailer was released 2 weeks ago, I told my interpretation of where the story would lead to my Malayalam teacher. I've been taking classes with this Malayalam teacher for about 2.5 years now. So I told her, this is what I think was going to happen. That's exactly what happened, because it was such a predictable fare. And it's nothing wrong in it, but the execution, I would say, could have been much better in kind of elevating, especially when the story is predictable. The editing and the writing could have been much better to keep that elevation and emotion that high level. The problem is the movie goes up really, the emotional coefficient goes up really nicely, but then it never reaches the high that you need until the very last scene in the movie. That is when it hits you like, okay, so this is what it is. I want to watch the third part. So I do want to watch the third part because I loved the ending. I can't wait to see what happens in the third part. The third part is called L3, The Beginning. And that is when we actually get to see what exactly happened to Stephen Nedumbally in that 15-year time frame. And this movie, it felt like a filler to me, to be honest. So anyway, I think the cinematography was beautifully done. The music by Deepak Dey was amazing. As I said, the writing and editing could have been much better. One thing I really loved in this movie was production design and the use of practical effects when needed. Beautiful stuff. The attention to detail, the kind of, even the color grading was amazingly done. And the attention to detail, I'm telling you, it was really nicely done. And one thing I loved in this movie is we typically tend to actually have even American actors or British actors or other actors from other countries to speak in the respective language like Telugu or Tamil or Hindi. But in this case, that does not happen. This truly stays true to this pan-world adventure where you get people from all different countries. They speak their native language. That's what I like about it. Prithviraj Sukumaran did not take the audience for granted, and that's what I liked about this movie. It was honest, it was humble, but at the same time, it missed that mark in elevating the movie to a next level. So that's it for this review. If you like this video, please do like and share this video. If the first time you're watching the video on my channel, please do consider subscribing. If you like the movie, you tell me please why you like the movie. If you don't like the movie and if you agree with me or don't agree with me, please do comment highlighting that so that we can have a healthy discussion. And we'll meet you again in the next video. Until then, take care.